After posting the video about this foundation, I was able to talk to a guy that's worked on foundations before, and he gave me some insights about it. Also, I read your comments, which is helpful for a lot of ideas, and some of you referred me to other people doing the same things, which is very helpful, because I can't find a video that's specific for my exact situation, so I just have to get all the ideas I possibly can, and then kind of do a mixture of all ideas and try to find the best solution. So what I've been learning about this so far now is this. I've been pulling off some of this. You could see some of the concrete that they would spray on top of it. I think it's called Crete spray or something, or spray Crete. It's something like that. Spot. So it's that's what they did on that side. It's still very easy to break off though. As I push on it, it has some give to it, and I'm able to break off pieces. So it's very thin, not going to do much. I've toyed with the idea of doing a sister wall, like a cinder block sister wall, and doing another footer and kind of just doing it along here, and then filling that the gap between each wall with concrete, and that would give it like a reinforcement. And looking at it here, I'm just like, I just have to. It probably could do a good job of holding it, but just not sufficient. I don't think. It just feels, it's going to be more work, but it just feels better to just get a whole new wall like this in there. So the next questions were, what do I do about jacking it up, and like, where do I start? Do I start in this corner? What step you do first? Jack it up and stuff like that. The house and stuff. This house is rather unique. So these studs are not the typical 16-inch on center. I think that's what they measure it now. This is probably, just measure this out, like 24 or something. Yeah, about 24 on center. This one's a little off, but so it was a wider back then, but there's also a factor that they don't do these days, and that is these big thick wood slabs. These are a 1-inch thick slabs that are nailed in on the other side that act as another structure piece. So once you get all of those slabs together with the nails, it holds itself up. Just that idea itself. So that is something to factor in when I'm considering this. And so I have to learn how to do concrete cinder block. So as I've been pulling some of these loose bricks off of here, they weren't supporting anything anyway. I just wanted to point out some of this stuff that's pretty significant. So there is a floor joist right there. It rotted. You saw that before. Snapped in half. This is also a supporting board that's supposed to have a wall of bricks right there. This is probably a 2x6 split in half, not doing anything. And then there was something sistered right here. It's like a 1x4 or something. But I didn't realize before how much this floor has sunken down right here. It's a good 6 inches. It should be up here. And I have no idea. So if you ever wondered why, that I just wouldn't fix this up when I bought it, just enough to live, then these are the reasons why I keep seeing stuff like this. And this needs to... This is why I have to go this far. But also it's an education, so another reason for me not to just tear it down and build it up. Not just money for one, but the other one was education. And this is a valuable thing for education for me. And that's why I want to share it on videos, because I can't go wrong with it. I mean, this is only improvement no matter what I do. Put a temporary support under there just to do something. I'm going to work on this area. You can see where it kind of sags there. And you know how these were supported the floor joists coming out this way, and the floor joist on the other side is the same thing. And here's the two nails that support the floor joist on the other side. And I don't know if you'll see under there, you see that in the dark, but basically there's that much gap between the floor joist and this, and I think this support is trying to support that. So it's another factor. Same with this floor joist over there. It's not even, the nails aren't even in it. It's pulled out so far. I'm gonna have to consider that too. This middle part. This center beam seems to be pretty solid still, but I just need to see if I can get this over time, just kind of jack it up and get it straight. So you're just hearing some things coming off of there. This one I have to be a little more careful of, because this is a weight bearing wall, and that beam right there is going to directly affect the stuff up there, which they already have the slat, or the lath stuff coming out. And this support board right there is no longer supporting anything, even though that's technically not a weight bearing wall. It was just kind of keeping the beams from sagging down a little bit. So it'll hold up there. I mean, originally it was constructed. Okay, there's a few things going on here as I figure this out. I'm going to explain. One of them was a big challenge. I have to study this, what the people did when they were redoing the cinder block here, and you could see that it just doesn't tie up with this wall. And when I do the new wall, it's gonna, with cinder block, I have to tie it in with this somehow. These can be filled up with concrete, and what I thought about doing was breaking some of this off, and then the new cinder block that goes in, I'll have to break off a little bit on the new cinder block, fill it in, fill these holes in with concrete and rebar, and try to connect it in that way. There's several ideas that I've seen on YouTube. So, and this is I don't know if this will make sense, but the new wall with the cinder block is going to have to go in like this, and so this older wall right here is only going to have like 5 or 6 inches to connect with the new wall. So I need to really pay attention to that. And then the other idea was, the other thing I have to figure out creatively is how to support this while I knock out this wall. And then here, by the way, I've been I don't know if you saw before, but this part was sagging down quite a bit, and it's getting better. I just take my bottle jack there, put it in the center, and then jack it up a little bit each time. Maybe a couple times a week or something, I jack it up. And I don't know how much you jack it up, but I jack it up until it stops creaking a little bit. So, and you can see that it's wet. And I did that because of the concept of you get wood wet, it gets malleable and it gets bendy without snapping or breaking. If you take a toothpick and you soak it in water, it gets really bendy. Or you get a popsicle stick or something, and then when it dries up, it gets stiff again. So when it's stiff and you try to, bend it, it'll snap or something. So that's the concept with that. That's why I was doing that. Okay, I think I got that sufficient. It's pretty solid. I know on this side it's not holding up a lot, but there was nothing holding up anyway. And those bricks weren't doing a thing. Let's do the same thing over there, I think. I'll have to do a little bit different. This is holding a lot of weight. I put on my heavy duty steel tubing on the bottom there just to give it some reinforcement. So see, it's coming off. The weight is coming off there, so that's what I'm looking for. I can see I can start pulling these out if I want, but I gotta do some stuff on the outside, do a lot of prep work before I do any of that. So on the south side, all this river rock, and there's plastic underneath to get the water away from the foundation. You can see where I poked through the foundation there. So I need to pull all that rock back so it's not going to fall in on me. Here's the other part where the sun's coming through. You can see where the cinder block is there, and the man entrance there, or a woman.